CoJack, FollowUp Podcast, FollowUp Radio on 90.7 FM, WAZU Peoria. And y'all know what time it is, man. We got a few days left before the fan voting starts for the top 10 list. December is all about FollowUp. That's the month of FollowUp to me. We've had 3 successful lists. This is the 4th one. I didn't know if I was going to do one. But talking to a lot of people who I value opinion-wise, I decided to do one. And then the music just took off in the last few weeks. So we decided to move forward with that. So with that being said, obviously the 100 people qualify for the list. That will drop December 1st along with the fan voting. So you'll know if you qualify with that 100. All you needed was 3 songs. That's it this year. Music videos are a plus. You know what I'm saying? Albums, mixtapes. The more you have to offer pretty much. Helps your case when it comes time to vote. You know, if you got 3 really good songs, but then somebody got a mixtape that's fire, they're gonna get the 9 times out of 10 because the body of work itself was more presentable to the voters. Now this year, I'll touch on the fan voting shit in a second, but as far as voting goes, it's me, Vontae, the villain, Ill Sounds, my man Del Benjamin, and Jaden right now. That's our 5. That's the core 5 that I know are going to be there. I want to have either 7 or 9. So we have 2 spots right now, but if I can get those 2 spots filled within the next few days, I may bump it to 2 more spots, to 9. So if you're interested in that, make sure you hit me up. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be up for the challenge because you got to listen to 100 artists in 2 weeks. You know, fan voting, the whole process pretty much is December 1st to December 14th is the time for the fans to vote for that one spot that get the top 10, and then we do the rest. And then the process begins the 15th, 16th, and 17th. Those 3 days is when we do the full-fledged shows, post-production, pre-production, in the middle production, whatever you want to call that shit. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that as well. So if you want to do that, hit me up. Now, as I just mentioned, December 1st through the 14th. Now, if you paid attention to the Jacques situation, the poll was very successful. It was cheat-proof. Obviously, I'm going with that same poll again. Besides the pictures, I'm not going to have pictures for everybody. But I will be going with that poll again. So you only can vote one time, period. That is for the whole 14 days. You only can vote once. So make sure you choose wisely. And so it won't be no cheating and things of that nature. So people ain't got to worry about that. As far as criteria goes, once again, to do this list is very, very tough in a city that is different. You know, you have the turn-up rappers, you got the conscious rappers, you got the lyrical, miracle, spiritual rappers. You know, you got the real life struggle, gritty rappers. So you got a lot of variety. You know what I'm saying? The music is a preference. So I don't have a criteria based off of bars. You know, oh, he has bars, he has delivery. You know what I'm saying? His beats are A1. We don't really have that right now. The criteria is basically quality. That is always A1. So quality is what matters. And then we judge the music on an individual basis. We're not comparing you to someone else. We're judging you by you, which this being the 4th year, everyone should know how this goes by now. Also, we have a new category, which is worth ethic. Being this is the 4th list, everyone's had the same amount of opportunities in the city as far as being on the radio, being on my podcast, doing music videos with all the videographers we got. Everyone has been offered the same amount of opportunity, so it's really no excuse to not have your music be known or not be known unless you're up and coming new. Like I just started rapping yesterday, and then even if you're a little popular, you might have a little buzz anyway. So we moving that out the way. So you could be cold as fuck, but if nobody know you, that's going to count against you. That won't guarantee you won't make it, but it's going to count against you because there's no excuse right now for that. So grinding, meaning your work ethic, your output as far as your music goes, your ability in the music scene as far as your impact, that goes, features, you know what I'm saying, your ability to network throughout the city, all those things. When we look at artists, we know there's artists out there. I could just say some names, like artists, for example, like a 10K. we know 10K is working. You know what I'm saying? We can see the amount of stuff he puts out. Now, just because you work, that don't mean the quality is A1. So that's when we take that in consideration as well when we do the voting. But as far as just, we know there's people out there on the grind. You know, LV Adams Street is another one who's always grinding. Rich P. Evelyn is always grinding. So those type of things we're gonna really put into the categories as well. We will do Newcomer of the Year. Last year I just put a list out. This year we're gonna pick. So Newcomer of the Year. We will do Song of the Year. We will do Project of the Year as well. So most of the time, if you got Project of the Year, you're gonna be top 10. You know, Song of the Year, maybe. Newcomer of the Year, maybe. So those will give away some of the things, and I don't know when we're gonna announce those. But this year, man, I really want everybody to get behind this, man. You know, obviously some people feel a certain type of way about some of the things FollowUp does, as far as, you know, a top 10 list that people think we're dividing the city, or the crab in a barrel mentality, or no one should be competing in the city. But I mean, this is a sport, and if I was XXL, no one would have an issue with it. So why not do something fun for the city to acknowledge? This is all this is, man. Is we're just acknowledging the artist for the year. You feel me? So there's not, I don't know anyone in the city who knows 100 artists besides myself. So for me to acknowledge 100 artists and find 100 artists and talk about each one for a 2-hour, 2.5, 3-hour podcast, that's what it's really about. The top 10 part is just the competitive nature of it. And I think people now, they've, you know, got off our backs a little bit, so now they understand what it's about. But for those who still got an issue with it, you know what I'm saying, it's really just about acknowledging the city, man, and trying to make our scene relevant outside the city as my platform continues to grow, as well as all the artists here who have fans outside the city. This is an opportunity for them to, you know what I'm saying, connect with you on another level. So that's what this is about. So make sure y'all stay tuned for everything. If you want to vote, hit me up for that. This is going to be, to me personally, this is probably going to be the toughest list. I know I said last year was probably the toughest, but I think this year is really going to be tough because the first 6 months was very dry. The last 6 months, 5 months, it's been a lot of output. A lot of people have been putting in some work. It's a lot of dope music that has dropped. And some people who didn't qualify this year who have made previous top 10s. So that's somebody else that can move in there as well. So that's going to be very, very interesting. You know, this year we're doing a few things different. You know, we've only done audio-based the last 3 lists. Last year we were supposed to do a doc, but the radio came along and I felt that was a good opportunity to get the radio buzzing. So this year we will do a radio thing as well, announcing the top 10 on the radio and on the podcast. So you'll get the podcast, obviously is unfiltered, cussing, arguing between us. Radio is a little bit more reserved, a little bit more filtered. But we will be having a doc as well. So you'll see before scenes, after scenes, you know what I'm saying, listening sessions where we're sitting there debating artists before we even vote, like days before we vote. You'll have one-on-one interviews where you may see me sit down and I'm saying, I'm tired of Vontae's bullshit with this artist. He going for this dude. So you'll get to see all the bickering, you know what I'm saying? Not every minute, but we'll show bits and pieces. So you get to really see how real this shit gets behind the scenes, how we be at each other's necks over you guys. So just stay tuned for that, man. Appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Make sure y'all rate, subscribe, and review the podcast on iTunes. Check out Triple Double No Assist. That podcast is going to start taking off very, very soon. Around Christmas time, we're really going to get in tune with that. And Strictly Hip Hop, you know, FollowUp Radio, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 to 8. And just support, man. Support the platforms that support local talent, man. This is going to be a big year, big event to close out 2018. I'm very, very excited for this top 10 list. I think it's going to be, it's going to be a lot of new faces on there. If it's up to me, you know, we do got the voting, but I think it's going to be a lot of new faces, man. So appreciate everybody tuning into this, and stay tuned. We got what, 2 or 3, it's like the 20th. We got like a couple days, man. The deadline is this Friday, I believe, or Saturday, one of the two, whichever day is December 1st. So pretty much, whatever the last day of November is, I think it's the 31st or 30th, whatever day that shit is. At midnight, the poll will drop with all 100 artists on there. So we'll get right to it from that point on. I want people who've been DMing me, don't DM me. Just tag me in your music if you qualify. Like, you got 3 songs or a mixtape, tag me in that shit. Don't spam me, but just tag me in it so I can check it. I can mark that shit down. This gonna drop today, so y'all got a couple days to do that shit. Don't DM me the music, or don't DM me some shit that ain't dropped yet, cause that shit don't count. So tag me in y'all shit so I can make sure I get y'all. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anybody that qualify, cause when the fan voting shit starts, I'm not answering no questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going live for them 14 days. I'm not doing none of that shit. So get that shit out y'all systems now, before then. Like, I'm not answering shit, cause y'all should know by now how this shit works. And it ain't no favoritism, ain't no bias shit. I just told y'all, we got 2 slots open to vote. If you're a rapper and you don't qualify and you want to vote, I need you to be available the 15th, 16th, and 17th. I need you to be available them 3 days. And to be honest with you, it really might just be the 15th and 16th, or the 16th, 17th. That's Saturday, Sunday. It might just be those days. Or if everybody is on their shit and we flowing, we might be able to get everything done on one day. You know what I'm saying? So, for artists, if you don't qualify, you want to vote. People who are really in tune with the music shit, DJs, if you want to vote, things of that nature, hit me up, and I'll be choosing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no vote to see who vote. This shit is all me, so I'll decide who I want to vote. So just hit me up for that, man. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and we out. God bless.